everyone, and welcome to KYE Interactive. I am your host, Trupta Colgud Natkani. On this digital platform, we speak to entrepreneurs from diverse fields, and they've always told us why 9 to 5 wasn't for them, why it wasn't their cup of tea, but they wanted to go out there and explore and do something different, something they wanted to follow their passion, their heart. So, my entrepreneur today, he's an MMA fighter and a 3-time gold medalist and a body weight fitness trainer who is currently preparing for the NSCS, meaning National Strength and Conditioning Program. Jimmy Mehershahi, he's the founder of Phoenix MMA, and the tagline is where passion meets dedication. He has been helping people get fit and also achieve their fitness goals since 2015 with various training programs, and we're going to find out more about those training programs, and also some fighter training programs, namely boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's incredible, and I cannot wait to find out more from him. So hi, Jimmy, and welcome to the KYE platform.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Hi. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. So please tell us how this Phoenix MMA came about. How did you start it?
Initially, I started this. This was an random decision, I would say. Actually, I just designed this logo back then in 2014, I guess. 14, I designed this logo, and I came up with an idea that I had to reach out more and more people. I had to do something that I could, take this thing to as many people as I can.
Okay.
So that was my idea, and I was practicing MMA back then. I started with Sambo in 2014 when hardly people were aware about mixed martial arts. And Sambo was a Russian martial art which I was practicing for like 6 to 8 months back then. And which is where I found it more interesting that other than Sambo, there were more different art forms that combined all together in mixed martial arts. And which is where I thought that, yes, I can come up with something that I can help people, get access to. There are many people actually who don't have resources about MMA or they don't have proper knowledge about what mixed martial art is.
Right.
And they see some things and they come to a conclusion that, okay, yes, this is what MMA might look like. Or
Right.
they might think that wrestling is MMA, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is MMA. But it is all different art forms combined together.
Okay.
So which is where I just came across this knowledge, and I came to this conclusion that, yes, I have to start something where, everybody should know what this is.
Right. And for people to be aware, like what, those different forms are, because there's so much.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. There are a lot of there are a lot of misconceptions about people see this thing in a very different way.
Right.
And now I've come across people who look to WWE. You must have heard of it. That's World Wrestling Entertainment.
Right.
So that was made solely for entertainment purpose, and obviously they take their precautionary measures while doing those stunts.
Right.
I would rather call it stunts. I would not say that it's a proper way to quote it, but still.
Yeah.
So people, I've come across people who come and tell me that what you're doing is WWE. I mean, they think that this is something like World Wrestling Entertainment does.
Like it,
but this is something more real to, this is more real combat fighting.
Of course.
So there are different art forms in combat fighting, and people need a very clear description about all of it, which is what I feel.
Absolutely. And you're so true. They need to know exactly kya and not be misinformed. So
Right.
what made you, not go down the 9 to 5 path, but, wholly and solely start this and start Phoenix MMA? Why did you choose to be an entrepreneur?
Actually, the thing happened is, moreover, I would say I was passionate about it, but becoming a fighter, I had a tragedy behind it. There was a family dispute going on.
Okay.
So which is where I had to leave my college. I was actually doing my engineering.
Okay.
So I had to leave my college, and I had to, I never had in my mind a 9 to 5 basically, even before I was into MMA.
Okay.
Even while in my engineering days, I had a plan of starting something of my own.
Okay.
But then things didn't go the way I planned, and I had to take an instant decision over there. So,
Wow.
though I had some unfiltered knowledge, though I was not at 100% on what I was doing, but yet I thought of taking a chance, and I said, okay, if I can make some difference, at least by the knowledge that I have, even if it's 10% or 15% or
Right.
20%,
Right.
even if I can give that 20% to someone and I can make a change in his life, his or her life. So
Right.
why not take a chance? So, which is where I just started doing this.
Okay.
And then I saw like from two people to going around like 50 or hundreds of people
Wow.
is where this whole journey went.
Right. Right. Amazing. It's really heartwarming to see that you never had the 9 to 5 on your mind, but like you said, you had to take that decision in that split second. And since
Yes,
2015, it's
yes,
been
yes,
going
yes.
strong. So
And after all, when it comes to a startup or an idea with you, what you have in your mind actually. So what happens is basically people take a lot of time brainstorming things. Then they are moreover worried about what their output would be.
right.
Rather than they just don't think that if I'll just start. That's what I think is just start.
Just
You'll
go.
get a way out of it.
Absolutely. Just go for it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, you can make mistakes. Obviously, everybody does. You make mistakes, you learn, you grow, and you continue. Simple as that.
correct, correct. If only people would have that such a clear thought process at such a young age.
Yeah.
So, what is it about this field, that gives you a sense of satisfaction, accomplishment, or kick bolte hai na, what gives you that kick?
Yeah. The kick I would say is I love doing this. Simple as that. I would say when I go into the cage, I don't see this as a sport because the point where I chose this thing and when I was practicing this thing, it has worked wonders for me
Great. Okay.
for the situation I was in.
Yeah, yeah.
And what happened is this thing actually helped me a lot to develop myself mentally, physically,
Right.
and I learned so much things about the human body that I wasn't aware about before.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
rather than just learning the technical part, it has a different impact on your thought process now.
Yeah.
So that was the major thing, which is why I wanted to, go into this thing. And secondly, the kick I would say is I had a few students back then. Like there was this girl in a group. She was facing some issues. I never figured that out, and I never questioned her for these personal things. But whenever I used to look at her when she used to come to train, so I used to see that there is something off about her. Like she's not mentally present over here. And after like a month or two, she was a different person while working out. And I don't know if there was an outdoor. I just don't remember exactly now the day when she came up to me. She told me that thank you for teaching me MMA. Like when I started learning with you, I learned a lot of things, and there were a lot of problems going on. Like she was tackling with some issues, and moreover, those were mental issues.
Thank you.
And there was a time she was seeking a, I would say, psychiatrist. She had to go for the sessions and stuff, and she had her own issues. I didn't go to that personal extent, but she thanked me for that, and I felt okay. I did something in someone's life. That gives me that satisfaction that okay, I reached out at least one person. Even if a single person comes up to me and tells me that this thing has helped me, or this thing that you're teaching has helped me in one way or more than one ways, I'm glad about it. That gives me the sense of satisfaction that yes, I did something.
Absolutely, and it's nice because you are making a difference in that one person's life to start out with, and I'm sure since 2015 you've been changing so many people's lives because, like you said, it's mental, and I think this right now the situation we are in with COVID and everything.
Obviously.
But so this is a good outlet for people to.
Yes. And moreover, people need to understand this. Even if you go to a gym, any sort of exercise that you do, it's not about your body. People always focus on training their body rather than developing their mind. That is the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Very true. Very well said. So when you started out, Phoenix, what did you face any challenges, barriers, obstacles?
Oh, yes.
And how did you get past them?
Definitely.
Okay. How did you
before starting Phoenix, I would say barriers is moreover, it was always a situation for me where I was in constant yes and no, yes and no.
Okay.
So when I started, actually I started with street fighting. Those were illegal street fights. And there is no weight class, no rules, no referee, nothing. It's just the last man standing wins.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started from there, and because the situation that I was in those times was something where I was financially drained, mentally drained, and also there were a lot of disputes in the family, so there was no way out. And I had to leave my college, so obviously there were no other options for me. So initially I started street fighting, and then I came across my coach who's at Palghar right now. I stay in Dhanu right now.
Okay.
So my coach, he had his gym at Palghar. The team was named as Rebellion's MMA gym, where I joined that team actually, and I'm fighting from that team now.
Okay.
So when I joined his team, I told my coach that, sir, financially I cannot pay you right now anything, but I'm interested in this field, and he helped me a lot in this thing.
Okay.
And there are many other people other than just my coach. There were many other people in my surrounding, in my group, who helped me a lot in many ways.
Okay.
So whenever I come across people who say that they are self-made, I don't believe that, because I'll never come up with this term that I'm self-made. Though the idea was mine, the hard work was mine, I accept everything. But the people who supported me, they also played an important role. Absolutely. Because they were the actual people who helped me, to push myself.
Right.
So that was the first problem itself, was that I was clueless when I started, because the situation was going on and I had nothing in my mind what to do. Right. And I just thought of, okay, chalo dekhte, let's do it.
Okay, yeah.
Jo hoga wo. So that's what I thought, and I started. And even after starting, it was like barely 5-6 months, I would say. And again, there was a time where I had no clients. I don't know what mistakes I made. Obviously, I must have made some mistakes. No clients, nothing. And again, I was at a point where I had nothing. Again, on a blank spot. Okay. That I started, the graph went a bit of, it had a small spike and again it dropped down.
Okay.
And it was at a bottom where I cannot imagine why this thing is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, again, I had to work at a hotel as a manager. I did that as well.
Okay.
So I did that for like 4 to 5 months. And while I was working there, I started figuring out interacting with different customers who come to the hotel. As a manager, you obviously have to talk to them. Yeah. And you have to, there are different queries they have. So while talking to them, I got to understand that what actually my clients need, what I need to figure out, what I was lacking.
Yeah.
So it was a learning experience, I would say. And then along with my job, that was a full-time job actually. And no days off. Even like if you are into a hotel or a food industry, it's obviously like you don't get even Sundays to, go home or take a break or sort of that. So when this was going on, I started preparing my stuff for Phoenix also along with my job.
Okay.
So I used to use my free time to come up with my ideas, that what I was lacking, what I need to change. And that is where I came up with a new version, I would say, of Phoenix.
Okay. So I would say, Jimmy, you are a true fighter, because you haven't let all these difficulties, from what you're telling me of your story, you haven't let them pull you down. Or even if you had your dark days, you've kind of, with support or your coach or, with help, you have gotten past them. And that truly is...
And I believe in one thing, is that no matter how bad times are, it's completely up to us. I decide if I have to give up or not.
Correct.
Because in this time, I've seen people, they surrender to problems very easily. Rather than giving it a fight, they not try to find a way out.
Yeah.
They're not trying to find a way out. They are just surrendering to the situation. Okay, I cannot do this. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Even in basic exercising, when people come to the gym, they come and tell me, "Arey sir, ye to nahi hoga mere se. Arey ye nahi hoga." Before even doing it.
At least try it.
Before even doing it, yes. You already have it in your mind that I cannot do it. So if you don't want to fight back, nothing can help you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I feel.
Absolutely. Very golden words. So any particular reason for naming it Phoenix?
Yeah, actually, I came up with this name. Actually, I had a different name back then when I started. I was confused between the name, but then I read about this mythological bird named Phoenix.
Yeah, yeah,
You must have seen that flaming bird.
yeah,
So it is said that it dies and it again is reborn from his ashes.
yeah, yeah.
So, which is why I came up with this word because somewhere I felt I connect to this thing that no matter how many times you let me down or whatever happens, even if I am getting knocked down 10 times, I'll stand up 11 times.
Yeah.
So, that's what helped me come up with this name.
Right, right. And nice name and something you can relate to. So, where do you see Phoenix in the near future? Like, what are your business goals and aspirations with respect to it? Where do you want to take it?
I'm just focusing on reaching out people. That's it.
Okay.
Because I don't see this as, just giving some service to people that you're paying me, I'm giving you some skills.
Right.
But I need people to see it in this way that this is not just skills. This is something more than that.
Okay.
This is something I want to reach out. I've seen people जो लोग के पास resources नहीं है. I mean, they have the dedication in them, but they don't have proper resources, someone to guide them, or have no proper knowledge. So, other than just this offline thing, I just want to take it online too and give access to all the people around who are, dedicated in doing this thing, but have no idea where to start.
Right, right.
So, at least going through the content that I give them, if it helps them to understand the knowledge, if I can give them some relevant contacts, if not contacts, if I can give them the knowledge that they need and they can practice on their own and develop something from out of it. So that is what my major goal is, and I'm targeting people who are dedicated.
Okay.
I'm a person. I don't need a crowd of 1,000 people standing, half of which are not even interested in doing it.
Right, right, right.
Because I came across people who want to do this just for fun, or they want to use this as a thing to show off in their group or circle.
Right.
So which is what I personally don't promote, is it's not always about earning money.
Right.
Obviously, if you come up with a startup, obviously your turnovers, everything matters.
Mm-hmm.
But rather than that, I personally feel is I want to make a community of dedicated people with like-minded people.
Correct.
If there are 500 people in the room, everyone should be, equally dedicated. So that is where it makes a big difference then.
Focus on the same page, wanting the same things, the same goals.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because when there are 10 different minds with 10 different thought processes, then the arguments and everything starts.
Correct.
So which is what I like to keep it simple.
Correct. True. So how do you think Phoenix MMA, since you started, how has it changed you as a person? What would you like to say about that?
As a person, I would say it has helped me develop in a lot of ways. I mean, I understand people in a better way now. While talking to them, I get to know what exactly they want. And other than that, it has helped me, acquire more and more knowledge. I'm not satisfied with what I have right now. I mean, I'm never satisfied with the knowledge I have. I always want to acquire more and more knowledge.
Right.
So it has helped me in a way that I now constantly keep on reading stuff. Right. Whatever regarding to fitness, mixed martial arts, or in general in your human body.
Right.
So I just keep reading about it, and I've developed a lot actually after starting Phoenix, interacting with people, understanding their wants and needs. And just their wants and needs is not enough. Along with that, what more I can give them.
Right. And that's great because you constantly want to, keep yourself updated and go. They are not happy with the.
So yes. So it is basically like the things that you saw me giving you in 2016. I'll give you those along with a few more new things.
Yeah.
When you come up to me in 2021. So that is what has the major change that has happened in me, I would say.
Correct. Great. So lastly, what would you like to say to the upcoming and budding entrepreneurs? Because, a lot of times ideas will be in their head, but simply they're lost or they don't have a path. They don't know how to go about it. So what would you like to say to them?
Well, in that case, I would just tell them is one thing: be consistent. Be consistent in what you're doing. Believe in yourself.
Right.
Consistency, belief, and hard work is what I believe, and there are no alternatives to that.
Right.
Because if you're working hard, obviously it's going to give you results.
Yeah.
If I give you a simple example, if you don't exercise, you just go for a jog every day, Be consistent at it.
Yeah.
Keep pushing your limit and believe in yourself that I might see some results and you will see the results.
Right.
So
Correct.
that is the major thing I would tell them is of, of anytime, like when you have an idea in your mind, whatever you're thinking of, just go for it. There might be setbacks, there might be failures. I read this quote back then. I was just scrolling through my Instagram and I came across this quote. It was written by a famous coach of a UFC fighter.
Okay.
So it was written, if a failure, a setback, a loss, or a refusal could put you off your passion, then it was never your passion.
Oh, wow, that is indeed.
So this thing is like stuck in my mind. So no matter if you fail, no matter if you get rejected, no matter if you have a setback, it's okay. Get up and start working again. So that is the major thing I would want to tell all these upcoming entrepreneurs now.
Right. And great words, and that's a lovely quote indeed. And it's stuck in your head. I'm sure it will be stuck in our viewers' heads as well. And remember the word consistency, and have faith and belief in yourself. So Jimmy, thank you so much for coming on the KYE digital platform and speaking with us. It was indeed a pleasure. And I want to wish Phoenix MMA all the very best for the future. It was great speaking with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye.